I've made this video a couple of times and it's because I keep kind of getting flustered. And here's why. It's because I spent a lot of this evening thinking about how I wanted to approach a response to not only this comment, but a lot of other comments in the comment section of my previous video. I was like, okay, do I want to actually break down the data and show that the data that is being shown and used for justification was, the whole principle of it is that it's highly unlikely that people split votes, right? So we can talk about that and like what that actually means and how that is not a smoking gun. We can talk about the fact that even in the best circumstance, that if it is highly unlikely, if those results get changed, it won't change the outcome because one county in New York State actually is not going to predict the Electoral College and how decentralized and independent every state election is ran, and not only in states, how counties run elections independently through election administration, through certification, through recounts, through everything, how the infrastructure of our elections, of how safe and secure it is, and how there are international observers who observe our elections. I was like, I could break it down each way, but I started getting a little overwhelmed and honestly frustrated because at the end of the day, humans are not logical beings. And what we are trying to do through this exercise is apply a logical, a rational answer to something that is irrational. Because I think at the root of it, right, we are all hurt for the fact that all of this, the pain and the suffering that the country is going through right now, could have been avoided if people were willing to just vote for Kamala Harris. And it is a hard pill for people to swallow that that didn't happen. But for me, as a Black woman with my lived experience, I know exactly why it didn't happen. It didn't happen for the exact reason that, you know, some of the major unions in the United States of America, the biggest Democratic ally for decades, chose not to endorse Kamala Harris, even though she ran on the exact same platform as President Biden. How like NPR and AP, and they were interviewing people leading up to the election, and people saying, oh, there's just something about her, like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. When Donald Trump presented who he was the entire time. The reason why people were not able to look and be like, this is a moment in American history when we all need to collectively stand up and literally vote for anybody else but him. The reason why people were not able to do it is because the person who they had to vote for looked like me. And for whatever reason, people have a really hard time thinking about somebody who looks like me, having power, having authority. It's speaking with clarity. It's why people feel so comfortable, even in my comment section, even when I'm talking about how I am a researcher, even though I'm talking about how I intimately know elections, that people feel very, very comfortable telling me that I have no idea what I'm talking about.